Ladles and jelly spoons, welcome back to Badgerworks. Today, this is the Focke-Wulf FW190 that I built recently, Airfix 1/72 scale with ridiculous amounts of photo etch, and I wanted to build a little base for it. So normally when I build bases I make them out of scrap timber that I've got laying around the workshop, but today I thought I'd look at something a little bit different. So what we're going to look at is this. This is a photo frame, as are these. Now these photo frames, this one came from a charity shop, these one came from the pound shop. It's something I've seen people do and I thought I'd give it a go myself. They're a great way of making cheap, easy bases if you don't have any means of making them any other way. So for example, these ones are quite good size for vehicles of like 1/35 scale or smaller. I'll show you. Let's just get rid of these ones for a minute. So that's a Volkswagen Beetle that I built a long time ago, and as you can see that fits really nicely on there. So if you just want something just to stop the model getting bashed about, this is the thing. Now for the purposes of today's build, I'm going to use this one. This again came from a charity shop. It's actually got a little bit of artwork in it, but we'll get that and save it. But the plane fits on there really very nicely. It's got enough size to protect the model without being too big for display purposes. I'm not going to do anything overly complicated with this. It's literally just going to be some grass. But I thought it'd be an interesting way to show you how you can use a photo frame or a picture frame to make a base. So let's get on with it. So the first thing we need to do is mask off the frame itself because we don't want to get paint and stuff all over it. So I'm just going to use some normal decorator's masking tape and just go round the edge inside just to stop anything getting onto the wood.
Drop the load.
Right, so that's that masked up. So now we can think about what we're going to put in the middle. So as I said, I'm going to use some static grass on this. It's just literally going to be a field of grass. So I've got some brown paint here that I'm going to use for the base. Chocolat, it's brown paint. I've mentioned these tester pots before. They're great. You get them from any kind of DIY place, and if you get the end of range ones, they're really cheap. I think this one was about 10p when I bought it. So I'm going to get some of this, mix it with a little bit of PVA, and then we'll just brush it on here. Now this is glass obviously, so the paint probably won't stick terribly well, but it will do for what we're going to do. So this is just cheap PVA glue from the pound shop. Now we just paint it on. You need to put it on fairly thick because obviously the glass, it won't stick very well to the glass. You can see it's kind of spreading. We might have to put a couple of coats on. I was just thinking actually it might have been an idea to have sprayed this with a matte clear coat first, just to give the paint something to stick to. I think what I'll do is I'll hit this with a hairdryer and dry it quickly and then put another coat over the top. So here in the static grass applicator I've got some 2mm meadow grass, and I'll just put this on all over. And this is scenery glue that I made in a previous video. And what we'll do now is just put this on and this will hold everything down. I think I'm also going to put some of this Woodland Scenics blended turf on as well. Just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. I'll just sprinkle a little bit on here and there. Just gives the grass some like mossy patches and whatnot. And this is Woodland Scenics burnt grass. So we'll put a little bit of this on as well. Again, not a massive amount, just enough just to give it a few variations in colour and texture.
Drop the wall.
Right, now we can just leave it to dry. And what I'm doing here while it's still a bit damp is I've just put the plane on and marked where the wheels are going to go, and I'm just putting some flat spots in, just pressing the grass down gently. And what I want to do is leave the impression of wheel marks where the plane has rolled across the grass. So I'm just pressing very gently into the grass with the cotton bud just to flatten it a little bit. And you can see there it's left just a faint impression in the grass. And now we can leave it all to dry. Right, so this is nice and dry now. So the next step is to get the masking tape off. Now this is going to be the tricky bit, because what I don't want to do is when I pull this tape up I don't want it to pull all the stuff off the base, so we've got to be careful with this. One down, 3 to go. Right, well that looks pretty good. Let's put the plane on it and see what it looks like. Right, that looks pretty good on there. Yeah, quite pleased with that. I think we can wrap this up. And here is the finished article. I'm very pleased with how this came out. It was very simple, didn't take very long. The main idea behind it really was just to show you how you can create a simple and effective base with very little outlay, which I think we've achieved quite successfully. I like the way the grass has come out. I think adding the flock to the static grass has really really jazzed it up a little bit, and I think it's a lot better than the model just sitting on a shelf. So yeah, I hope this has been useful to you, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, bye.